Hi, my name is Fae Kilburn. I'm a fine artist and arts facilitator. I'm currently a resident artist with Peterborough Presents. And during my residency, I'm running a series of in-person and online printmaking and design workshops. And these are designs that we're making, and today we're doing the printmaking element. So we're doing the embossed printmaking today. So this is an embossed print on this sign, which is a black and white concentric circle sign. This print here, this sign is an abstract print in yellows and oranges and black and whites. And this very mini one here is on green paper, and again is in oranges, black and white. It's an abstract print. And today, all the prints we're going to make, the majority of them, are about being able to touch the print at the end. So I'm just going to move these signs out of the way. So this is what some of the prints look like. So this is a blue print with blue leaves on them, prints of blue leaves. This is in oranges and whites with abstract backgrounds with tactile leaves on. This is a bright green background with tactile plants. And this one is like a peachy background colour with a nice turquoise plant in the middle. Again, everything's about texture. It's a really important element of my practice. And I like to share that with other people. Because I always want to touch things when I'm in galleries. I'm never allowed. And neither is everybody else. So therefore, part of my practice is about enabling others to engage on multiple levels. So today, the materials you're going to need are a printing press. This is my trusty wooden printing press, which goes everywhere with me. If you don't have one of these, you can use a flower press, or you can print by hand. I'll show you how to do that as well. And also, you can always use, just lift these heavy books, hardback books, 2 hardback books with an old tea towel that you're no longer going to use for food, and some scrap paper that's the same size as the books. And I'll show you how to use those later. I've got a tray here. In the tray is some watercolour paper that fits into my press and the books. So they have been soaking for a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes. So that's the sort of thing you'd want to do right at the beginning of your session, so that they're ready for when you're going to print. I've also got an old towel here, which is covered in arty grime mug. I always wash it, but this is just stained from being so old and battered. And that's for blotting this paper later on. I've got block printing inks in red and yellow. If you don't have block printing inks, you can use acrylic. It's all about kind of using what you've got at home. I've got different papers. I've got, like I said, I've got watercolour papers, soaking currently. I've got tissue paper in a variety of colours. And the tissue paper doesn't give you the embossed effect, but it does give you really vibrant colours. So if you're looking for high contrast as opposed to tactility, then it definitely gives you that. And then I've got the newsprint, which is low cost but gives you really good prints. So it's just about having a look, seeing what papers you've got at home already, trying them out. So the thicker the paper, so if you're going for like watercolour paper, all that sort of paper would need to be soaked for a long period, so like I said, 30 minutes. And that is 300 gram of my watercolour paper, which is why it's in for 30 to 45 minutes. Also, there's scissors. I've got scrap materials. So I've got fabrics. I've got all sorts of scrap. Yeah. Cardboard, which is that nice corrugated, so when I tear it, it's got a really great texture to it. It's got those little ripples. I've got feathers, plants from the garden. This is a brilliant time of year to go in your garden, find the leaves that are falling off the trees, and your plants. Same if you haven't got a garden, but you have plants on your windowsill, it's a great time for just collecting foliage that you can use in your artwork. And also kind of what have you got in your recycling bin that's clean, that can be used for art projects. There's always stuff coming through the door with parcels now that's paper and cardboard packaging that can be reused. I also reuse cling film because it's got a brilliant texture. It's all crinkly. It prints really well. Tinfoil cling film. I don't tend to put them in the bin now if they're clean them. I can reuse them for some form of art. So I tend to have a box that's just full of things that I'm going to use for art projects. Now, if you don't like cutting, you can tear materials. That's going to give you a much softer edge. If you cut things, it's going to give you a sharp, harsher edge. And then you can experiment with what sort of look and feel you prefer in your art. You're also going to need something to print on. So I tend to use Perspex. I have a small sheet of Perspex which I've been creating my image on, and that fits into my printing press, also fit into my books. I have a large sheet of Perspex here, and this is my kind of inking palette. So for rolling out all my inks. If you don't have Perspex, I would avoid using glass because you don't really think it's going to shatter. But you could use a piece of cardboard and cover it in tinfoil, not the greaseproof tinfoil because that kind of tends to repelling just down the tinfoil. Cover it at the front and tape it at the back, and that gives you a nice surface to work on. You could use an old tray, anything that's clean. Also, you want a roller, or you can use just old kitchen sponges. I just cut these ones into tiny little squares because they're great size. And also, can't forget, I've got an apron on. I'm really messy when I'm making art, so if you're like me, put an apron on, even though these are water-based inks, I tend to like to put an apron on because I know I'm going to get messy. So first of all, I'm going to block paper. So get your towel or tea towel and put it on the book surface. Then get your paper. Now paper when it's wet is more fragile. So you just want to pick up by one corner and let all the excess water drip off. And both of my sheets fit in here at the same time, so I'm going to do two at the same time. I'm just picking it up by the corner again, getting rid of all the excess water, putting it inside my towel. Make sure it's nice and flat in there, and then just press down really firmly but gently. Firmly but gently, that sounds really strange. But you're not scrubbing it, you're not rubbing it. You're just gently patting it down to get rid of excess water. Because you're not drying it out, it's just the surface you're getting rid of. And then I'm lifting it out. And what you want is, if it's still shiny, it means it's too much water on there. This has got no puddles of water on it. If you can't see shininess, then just feel. If you can feel, if it just feels damp, that's perfect. If it feels really saturated, then you just need to give it an extra little pat down. So I'm going to now put this towel away. Don't need that anymore. Put my materials away because I've selected which materials I'm going to use. And now we're going to get to the messy part. I'm also going to get rid of this water because I know myself too well. Also, if you use the water, just, I know this sounds really obvious, but make sure you're not near any electrics. So I'm just going to shake this so the lid's on, giving it a good shake. And then I'm going to, on my larger inking plate, I'm going to the top left corner and putting ink all the way to the top right. And then I'm going to get my roller. Now, lots of people like to just go back and forth like this. That's not the way you roll ink out. Or you can do, but it takes a lot longer. We all instinctively do that because, yeah, it's just what we want to do, the roller. We're all used to decorating like that. But what you want to do is you want to roll up, lift it up, and then keep doing it, lifting it up. So get yourself near the ink, pull down, lift up. It will spin and just move your roller along slightly. And all you're looking for is just to spread this ink out slightly. Because this, like I said, is just about inking the palette, nothing more. And as soon as you're happy that your roller is covered, and that's really important thing, it's getting good coverage over your roller, then you start on your smaller inking plate. Now I have to put paper underneath because it enables me to see when the printing plate is covered. So you're not going for a really heavy coverage. You want to be able to see through this printing plate. The other thing I have to say before I forget is if it looks all sloppy on there, that means you've got too much ink. Or if it sounds scrunchy, that's also a sign of too much ink. You want it to look like velvet, and this is the sound. Now, that's completely covered. If you want to add more colour, you can do. You can roll it on one colour, or you can use your sponges and start tapping with this. Using a colour like this kind of gives you a more painterly effect, which I quite like. So if you are a painter and a printmaker, or just enjoy experimenting, then this is probably a great process for you, using the sponge. If you find using rollers is a barrier for you, just go for the sponge. And instead of rolling out like I did, you get your sponge at the top and you just spread it out like this. So all I'm doing is dabbing it across, and then you go over it here and you cover your printing plate, just as I did with the roller. Then you get the items that you would like to use. I'm going to pick these leaves. I'm going to pick a feather. Go. Okay. And then select my paper. So when we're doing this, we're making a sandwich. So what I'm going to do actually is show you what I've got inside what we're doing. So this is the base. What goes on there. Then we put sheet of damp paper. So the printing plate has gone to a bigger, large sheet of perspex, which is the bottom of my printing plate. Then I put a damp piece of paper on top of the inky printing plate. Then put a sheet of newsprint on top of that. And then I have a towel, small towel, that fits inside my printing press. And then all of this goes inside the printing press. And it slides in there. And that noise is me turning the printing press. And I turn it as far as I can and I leave it there for 30 seconds. So while that's in there, I will show you how to use the books as a press. So again, inking up. Rolling out top to bottom, covering the entire printing plates. And again, get a little bit of yellow on there. And again, if you're using acrylics, you're just going to do it exactly the same way. So now I'm just using a sponge to dab on the yellow over the reds. And then I'm getting a feather and I'm placing it on 2 feathers in different positions onto the printing plate. Then I'm getting a piece of newsprint and putting it underneath the printing plate. I'm getting my damp piece of paper and putting it on top of the wet side of the printing plate. Getting another piece of newsprint and placing that on top. All of that. Then getting my tea towel and placing that on top of the whole thing. And I'm getting my 2 books. And I'm putting it in the middle. Got one underneath. I put one on top. And then I'm going to sit on them for a while. Whilst I'm under these. I'm taking the plate out of the press, taking the towel off and the newsprint. Now just going to lift up the print really slowly. And that is our print. So it's an orange, red and yellow background where the leaf was and the feather is white. And it's embossed. You can actually see the embossing on the back or feel it as well. So what I'm going to do now is get a piece of paper because I want you to see this. So I'm just putting a piece of newsprint underneath the perspex to show you on camera. This is called a ghost print. So I'm lifting up the leaf and I'm turning it around. I'm placing it somewhere else on the printing plate. That's inky side up. I'm doing the same with the feather. And let's see, I put the feather at the bottom there. Again, inky side up. Haven't put any other ink on there. Now I'm going to get a piece of newsprint and place it on top, all of that. And then place the towel on top of the newsprint and place it into the press. So now we're just going to find out how this print has turned out. Take the towel off and the newsprint. Now, this has come out. So ghost prints are always fainter than the originals. So that's the original, really bright. But what you do have on a ghost print is you have all the patterns of the leaves, all the details of the feathers, so that they're really, it's a real contrast. So what we're going to do now is ink this plate back up again. So with the left hand, I'm just holding the large inking plate up whilst I roll up. Now I'm going over to the smaller plates. Putting a feather on this. Yeah, I think. And then I'm picking up the printing plate and placing it on the base of the printing, the perspex base of the printing press. And I'm going to use tissue paper this time. So I'm going for a bright yellow. The bright yellow has gone on top there. Then we want some newsprint on top of that to stop it from soaking through. Got a towel on top, and all of that goes into the press. So, put that, turn the press as tight as possible. Whilst that's, shall we see how my hand print has done? That's that one. So, I'm just moving all the inky paper out of the way. So take the top off and paper. So that is the hand printed one. Now you can experiment with times, how long you sit on it for, get your kids to sit on it. Yeah, just fun. So now I'm going to get a bit of newsprint. I'm taking off the feathers. And I'm going to see about getting, I'm going to move this quick out of the way. I'm going to get a piece of newsprint and see if I get my handprint. So there's the plate, it's got no extra ink on it. I've got a piece of newsprint, and with my palms, I'm just rubbing from top to bottom and feeling all the corners of that plate. If you can't open your hands, it's painful, or you just, it Then some people, it's more comfortable to make a fist, and you just use the base of that fist, and you can push up. And if you want to, you can turn the plate the other way. That makes it easier as well. You could use a clean bowler. If you have a clean bowler, you can roll over it. You can use a spoon. Wooden spoons are a really good thing to use. So I'm just going over it one more time, and we'll see how it's turned out. And that is our hand printed one. So those are actually hand printed ones. And again, it's actually really quite vibrant. You can see the details here of the feathers, but it's given us kind of a nice movement in the background as well. So those are our prints. We've got one more print to come out of the press. Take the towel off with the tissue paper. So a tissue paper print, you want to get the two top corners and pull gently. There you go. So you've got the nice yellow feather in the middle with a red background. So you can do a hand print with tissue paper. Let's see if there's enough ink to get the ghost print. I lost my words then. Sometimes the ink's too dry and it doesn't work. I'm going to put that in the room. So the inks tend to dry really quickly. I think that's the only thing about acrylics and block printing inks, water-based ones. They're great for cleaning up, but they dry incredibly quickly. Again, I'm just going to turn this around and do that if it makes it more accessible for you to do this. It's really about finding a way that works for you. So this one, the background is fainter, but the feather is more prominent. I'll show you this. This is the thing. The first print will give you a negative where your leaves are. The second one will give you a positive. If you would like there not to be negative there, what you can do is get your sponge. So if you wanted the background red, you could get the yellow and colour the feather, and then here would be yellow. So that's what you can do, and then you get much more. There's a lot more colour and diversity going on within your prints. Clean up is pretty easy. So it's just warm soapy water will wash down all the ink off these plates and the rollers and the sponges, and everything can be reused. And yeah, we've got several different types of prints today. We've got your print from a press, hand print on tissue paper, hand print here, which will come out really quite vibrant, and then two prints on the press. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I really look forward to seeing and hearing about what you've been making. And if you want to let me know what you've been doing, please, tag me. It's on Instagram at Fae Kilburn, which is FAEKILBURN, or tag Peter Represents. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye.